Hey everyone, Jad here. In Week 9 of the 2016 NALCS Summer Split, TSM battled Immortals for control of first place. The result? A climactic series and a final fight that resulted in a pentakill for Doublelift and a victory for TSM. Unlike previous pentakills on Teamfight Breakdown, we won't be focusing on exactly how Doublelift picked up each kill. Instead, we're breaking down TSM's great target selection and spacing, and showing how both Immortals and TSM are masters of what we call front-to-back teamfighting. Let me explain. Front-to-back teamfighting breaks up standard team compositions into battle lines. Tanks make up the front line, and damage dealers make up the back line. In games like this one, without assassins, front-to-back teamfighting is often the most effective type of teamfighting, and it's what both TSM and Immortals use here. At the start, TSM threatens Baron as a means to draw Immortals towards them for a fight. The idea is to wait until Immortals come to check, then use the combined move speed enhancements of Sivir, Karma, Zilean, and Hecarim to engage them in a fight. Notice how Immortals move forward with proper fight lines. They've got their front line leading, making their own priority targets harder to reach. Let's get into it. As TSM engage the fight, Immortals do their best to move back as a unit and kite TSM. Huni's Tahm Kench uses Tongue Lash on Hauntzer's Gnar to slow his approach, while Reignover's Gragas body slams Svenskaren's Hecarim to also slow his charge. Now, the fight lines are abundantly clear. Svenskaren uses Onslaught of Shadows to try and disrupt Immortal's backline, but only ends up hitting Adrian's Sona, since Pobelter's Malzahar is immune thanks to Void Shift. This is where Reignover further separates TSM's frontline and backline. He lands a terrific explosive cask, knocking Bjergsen Zilean and Biofrost Karma back, and Hauntzer's Gnar forward. Immortals then use nearly everything to try and burst Haunzer down before Bjergsen can make it back in range to Chrono Shift. Pobelter uses Nether Grasp, Wild Turtle uses Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and Adrian even uses Crescendo. But it wasn't quick enough. Unfortunately for Immortals, Bjergsen lands Chrono Shift on Haunzer at the last possible moment. If Immortals would have been a fraction of a second faster, they would have removed TSM's beefiest frontliner from the battle and would have been free to focus on TSM's damage dealers. While Haunzer is reviving, damage shifts to Svenskaren, who gets taken out. And this is where things get confusing for Immortals. Huni's inclined to move towards TSM's backline, however the rest of Immortals stay back, waiting for Haunzer to revive. This gives TSM's backline crucial time to focus Huni down while not taking fire from the rest of Immortals. Haunzer revives, immediately Gnars Adrian against the wall, then goes back on to resume his frontline duties. As Hauntzer's falling back, Wild Turtle follows slightly too close and exposes himself to TSM's backline without having much protection or CC from his own frontline. Bjergsen then lands a double bomb stun onto Wild Turtle and Huni, and the fight begins turning in TSM's favor. As Wild Turtle's being focused by TSM, Reignover looks to land CC onto Doublelift by body slam flashing him for a quick stun. This is quickly answered by a QSS from Doublelift, who stays back to resume damaging Immortals. Meanwhile, Huni devours Wild Turtle for protection, but now Immortals are out of ways to prevent damage and are in full retreat. Huni falls to Doublelift, and Wild Turtle flashes back to the rest of his team. Now, since Immortals' fight lines are gone, this is where Doublelift decides to go aggressive. Unlike when Wild Turtle previously moved forward for damage, Doublelift gets to go up against an Immortal squad that's completely out of CC and can only fight back with damage. Sona ult is down, Ashe ult is down, Malzahar ult is down, and Reignover recently used Body Slam onto Doublelift himself. This gives Doublelift the confidence to flash into the backline of Immortals and go for the fight and game-winning play. Despite missing his Boomerang Blade entirely, Doublelift has just enough damage to take down Wild Turtle and Adrian before turning to get one last hit onto Reignover. With the quadra kill secured, TSM are kind enough to haste Doublelift forward, allowing him to complete the penta. Looking back, both Immortals and TSM had strong understanding of teamfight fundamentals. If Bjergsen hadn't been able to make it in range to cast Chrono Shift onto Haunzer, or if Wild Turtle hadn't have been caught by Bjergsen's double bomb, the outcome of this fight could have been drastically different. And even though it was close, TSM and Doublelift played it better. TSM had their tanks in front for the majority of the fight, and Doublelift found the perfect opening to flash forward and make the play when all enemy counters were on cooldown. With the teamfight win, TSM secured the #1 seed heading into the 2016 North American LCS Summer Split Playoffs.